Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Hanny.
Welcome everyone to this month's Grammar Station lesson. This month's lesson has two parts. The first of these is called a lot of exercise.
Right. The stars of this part of our lesson are Maggie and Jake. Maggie and Jake are classmates. Jake is big into exercise and working out. In fact, Maggie thinks he might work out too much.
Yeah, but Jake doesn't think so. He thinks he works out the right amount of time. Anyways, we'll get to hear from Jake and Maggie soon. Before we do, though, we should tell you a little bit about the second part of today's lesson.
Good idea. It's called a cultural question. Part 2 of our lesson will feature Sam and Gia. A question will be asked, a cultural one.
Correct. Now, we'll get to Sam and Gia and that question soon enough. For now, though, we've got to focus on Maggie, Jake, and exercise. Yes, right after we look over today's vocabulary, we'll get started on the first part of our lesson called a lot of exercise.
今天的课文会有2段对话。第一段对话的主角是 Maggie 和 Jake。Maggie 看到 Jake 走路怪怪的，问他为什么这样。那 Jake 说他昨天去健身房做了很多腿部运动，他通常每个礼拜2、4、6会锻炼腿部，然后1、3、5会练手臂、练背部和肩膀。那星期天什么都不练。这边用到2个单字 Gym 是指健身房或是体育馆，那这个字其实是 gymnasium 的缩写，它是一个名词。例如 Susan works out at the gym twice a week. Susan works out at the gym twice a week. Susan 一个礼拜会去健身房运动2次。第二个单字 shoulder 表示肩膀，它是个名词。例如 Look, there's a parrot on the man's shoulder. Look, there's a parrot on the man's shoulder. 哎，你看，有一只鹦鹉在那个男人的肩膀上哎。好，第二段对话的主角是 Sam 和 Gia。Sam 没有办法理解为什么这里的人大声打嗝之后都不说抱歉的，他觉得这种行为有点没礼貌，让他不太舒服。那么 Gia 则是认为他在跟外国人握手的时候也觉得不太自在，因为这边的人只有在跟对方很熟的时候才会有肢体接触。也许就是因为这样，他们初次跟人家见面时会礼貌性的鞠躬，而不是直接握手。这边出现4个单字 comfortable 它是形容词，在课文里面是形容内心是舒服的、自在的，在前面加上字首 un 变成 uncomfortable 就是不舒服的、不自在的。例如 Nina became more comfortable singing in front of other people. Nina became more comfortable singing in front of other people. Nina 在其他人面前唱歌变得比较自在了。下一个单字 shake 这个动词有摇动啊、震动的意思，不过在课文里面是指握手的握。好，它的动词3态是 shake, shook, shaken， 就像 take, took, taken 一样。例如 They stood up and shook hands with each other. They stood up and shook hands with each other. 他们站起来，彼此握手。再来看 foreign， 它表示外国的，是一个形容词。例如 They want to hire foreign workers. They want to hire foreign workers. 他们想要雇用外籍劳工。那最后一个单字 bow 在课文里面是当动词，表示鞠躬。例如The actors bowed to the audience and then left the stage. The actors bowed to the audience and then left the stage. 演员们向观众鞠躬，接着离开舞台。好，现在已经看完单字例句，我们来看课文吧。
A lot of exercise. Maggie sees Jake outside their classroom.
Hey, Jake, why are you walking funny?
I went to the gym yesterday, and I did a lot of leg exercises.
Just your legs? How often do you do that?
I usually exercise my legs on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Do you ever exercise other parts of your body?
Sure. I do my arms, back, and shoulders on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Wow, you really like to exercise. Aren't you worried that you'll get too big?
Not at all. I never do anything on Sundays.
Explanation 1.
Welcome back. The first part of today's lesson is called A Lot of Exercise. The characters in our lesson are named Maggie and Jake. Okay? As we mentioned before, Jake and Maggie are classmates.
Right, and at the beginning of our lesson, Maggie sees Jake outside their classroom. Something is wrong with Jake. He's walking funny.
Ugh.
He's walking strangely,
Ugh.
as though something is wrong. Is he hurt? No, his leg muscles are sore from working out.
Right. Anyway, Maggie sees that Jake's walking strangely. She sees this. Hey, you're walking strangely. So, hey, Jake, she says, why? Why are you walking funny?
Well, Jake answers her by saying, I went to the gym yesterday and I did a lot of leg exercises. There you have it. That's why he's walking funny. He's not hurt, but his legs are sore from working out.
Jake is in pain because he worked out his legs too hard while at the gym. Wait a minute, though. Why are only his legs tired? Didn't he do other types of exercise at the gym?
Maggie is wondering the same thing, Jeff. She asks, just your legs? Just your legs, Jake? How often do you do that?
Yeah, Jake. How often do you have a leg day at the gym? By the way, these are all good questions. Very good questions. Speaking of good, let's hear from Teacher Daphne. She's definitely good. She's the best grammar teacher in the biz.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 How often does somebody 加原形动词，意思是某人多常做某事，是一句疑问句，用疑问副词 How often 多常开头，后方句子倒装，先说助动词 do does， 再说主词，接着才是主要动词，用来询问做某事的频率。例如 How often do you go shopping？ 你多常去逛街？
And we're back. Thank you, Teacher Daphne. Okay, let's hear some more about Jake's exercise habits. How often does he have leg days at the gym?
Good question. How often does he go to the gym and only work out his legs? Well, next, Jake tells us just that. To Maggie, he says, I usually exercise my legs on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
What? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
How does he find the time?
Good question, yeah. How does he find the time to work out the other parts of his body as well? He's got 3 leg days a week. When does he find the time for the rest of his body? Goodness gracious. Maybe he only works out his legs, and that's it.
Or maybe he has 6 legs?
It's possible. If he's an insect.
Anyway,
Sure.
Maggie has a question like yours. She asks, do you ever exercise other parts of your body?
Now, Jake most definitely does work out the other parts of his body. He says, I sure do, Maggie. I do my arms, back, and shoulders on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh my, he works out 6 days a week? That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And Maggie's impressed by this. She says, Wow, you really like to exercise. Then, though, she pauses and asks him a question.
Right. Maggie is concerned. 6 days a week spent working out? Jake, aren't you worried that you'll get too big?
That's a good question. Jake, though, brushes it off. Not at all, he says. I never do anything on Sundays. Now, we'll get back to what Jake just said soon. For now, though, let's go ahead and hear from Teacher Daphne once again.
第二则文法是 not at all， 意思是一点也不，为常见的口语表达法。at all 是副词完全的意思，前方用否定副词 not 修饰，合在一起 not at all， 字面意思就是完全不会。例如朋友问你 Do you mind if I roll down the window？ 你会介意我摇下车窗吗？如果你不介意，就可以回答 Not at all， 完全不会。
And we're back. Well, I don't think Jake is worried about getting too big. I also don't think that he understands how crazy his schedule is. Only 1 day off a week? That's bananas. That's crazy.
Crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, Jake, he's a funny guy. No, I don't work out too much. I take 1 day off a week, Sunday. So he's a funny guy. He might not be so bright or sharp or smart, but still funny. Anyway, it's now time for a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
A cultural question. Sam asks his new friend Gia a question.
Gia, why don't people here say excuse me after they burp loudly?
Everyone does that naturally, so we don't think it's wrong.
Well, for me it's not very comfortable. And I feel it's a little rude.
I feel the same way when I shake hands with foreign people.
Huh? What do you mean?
People here only touch when they know the other person fairly well.
So you bow politely when you first meet someone because of that, right?
I think so, but I'm not totally sure.
Explanation 2.
Welcome back to our lesson. We just finished part 1 of this month's Grammar Station lesson. It's now time to get started on part 2. The title for this part of our lesson is A Cultural Question. Let's get started.
OK， 第二段对话的标题是 A Cultural Question， 文化大哉问。那么 cultural 这个字就是形容文化的。Okay, for this part of our lesson, Sam and Gia are our stars. Sam is going to be asking Gia a cultural question. He wants to know why people act the way they do in Gia's part of the world.
How and why do people act in certain ways? And why might this be different in different places? Okay, let's go ahead and start asking these types of questions.
Okay, let's get started. At the beginning of this part of our lesson, Sam asks his new friend Gia a question.
Gia, he asks, Gia, why don't people here say, excuse me, after they burp loudly? So, in his culture, and mine, burping in public is not okay. If you do happen to burp loudly in public in America and other places in the West, you're expected to say, excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's true, but not everyone thinks burping is a big deal. Gia included. Everyone does it. Everyone does that naturally. So we don't think it's wrong, she says. In her culture, you see, burping isn't a big deal.
Yeah. Gia is okay with burping. Sam, though, is really not okay with it. Next, he says, well, for me, it's not very comfortable, and I feel it's a little rude.
对话里的 Sam 觉得这里的人大声打嗝之后都不说抱歉，感觉有点没礼貌诶。这边有补充单字 burp 当动词去表示打嗝，那么 rude 是形容无礼的、没礼貌的。Well, Sam, you're from a different culture. Not everyone shares your feelings about burping.
Right on, Hanny. Now, let's move on next. Gia tries to make him understand. Sam, please understand. She says, I feel the same way when I shake hands with foreign people. You hear that, Sam? You might think that burping is gross, but for Gia, something that seems natural to you, shaking hands, is actually unpleasant and gross for her.
There you go, Sam. That's something to think about. Anyway, while Sam thinks, I think that we should visit Teacher Daphne.
第三则文法是 I feel the same way， 意思是我有同感。Feel 在这里是不及物动词感觉的意思。The same way 是副词片语 in the same way 的省略。in 是介系词以用的意思。Same 是形容词相同的。way 是名词方式。合在一起 I feel the same way，字面意思就是我以相同的方式感觉，引申指我有同感，用于附和他人说的话。例如朋友说 The movie is marvelous， 这部电影太棒了。如果你也同意，就可以说 I feel the same way， 我有同感。
Sam thinks burping, haoxing, is gross. And that's okay. What's not okay is to think that everyone should feel the same way about burping.
Right. Gia doesn't have a problem with burping. She does, though, have a problem with shaking hands. For her, shaking hands makes her feel uncomfortable, as uncomfortable as burping makes Sam feel.
This is all surprising to Sam, what Gia is saying. Huh? He says. What do you mean?
And Gia explains herself by saying, people here only touch when they know the other person fairly well. So, shaking hands is out.
And Sam finally seems to be getting it. He says, oh, so you bow politely when you first meet someone because of that, right? So you bow instead of touching when first meeting someone, instead of shaking hands and making contact. Okay, it's making sense. Yeah.
Gia responds by saying yes, while also making clear that the reasons for bowing are not totally clear to her. She says, I think so, Sam, but I'm not totally sure. What a good answer. Anyway, everyone, with that, today's lesson is complete.
Yes, it is. But don't worry, folks. We'll be back next month with another episode of Grammar Station.
A lot of exercise. Maggie sees Jake outside their classroom.
Hey, Jake, why are you walking funny?
I went to the gym yesterday, and I did a lot of leg exercises.
Just your legs? How often do you do that?
I usually exercise my legs on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Do you ever exercise other parts of your body?
Sure. I do my arms, back, and shoulders on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Wow, you really like to exercise. Aren't you worried that you'll get too big?
Not at all. I never do anything on Sundays.
A cultural question. Sam asks his new friend Gia a question.
Gia, why don't people here say excuse me after they burp loudly?
Everyone does that naturally, so we don't think it's wrong.
Well, for me it's not very comfortable. and I feel it's a little rude.
I feel the same way when I shake hands with foreign people.
Huh? What do you mean?
People here only touch when they know the other person fairly well.
So you bow politely when you first meet someone because of that, right?
I think so, but I'm not totally sure.
Hi everybody， 我是 Holly。我们今天要来看一些易混淆字，我们要帮它大解析。所以今天呢，我们要来看几个字 ：alive、live and living。中文都是活着的意思，可是这三个字的差别在哪里呢？我们第一个看 alive， 它的意思呢就是活着，或是继续存在的、有活力的。OK，so alive 这个就可以用在说，比如今天你走进一个动物园，你看到这些动物，它们都是活着的动物，所以 you can say these animals are alive。第二个呢，我们看到 live 这个字，它的意思就是活生生的。真实的，或是现场正在发生的，比如说，今天你在看直播啊，或是一个电视节目，它是现场播出的，这个就可以叫 live。OK， 那第三个字呢，我们可以来看到 living。So living 就是活着的，现在还存在的，或是你还可以继续使用它的东西，或是它非常逼真，所以就可以用这个形容词。OK， 所以我们现在看完了这三个字，我们现在就来马上看一些举例吧。Go！
The doctor said I was lucky to be alive after that fall. The live streamer broadcasted the process of putting on makeup. Aunt Martha is the only living relative she has.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们一共要复习6个单字，还会造句练习，很困难哦。好，准备好没？1分钟计时，开始。好，第一个单词叫做健身房，也可以指体育馆。这字叫什么 ？Gym。There is a gym near our office。我们办公室附近有一间健身房。第二个单词叫做肩膀。Head and shoulder, knees and toe， 有没有听过？那个 shoulder 就是肩膀。The actor has broad shoulders。那位男演员有宽阔的肩膀。好，第三个单词呢，它可以形容是舒服的，例如说这个椅子坐起来很舒服。它也可以形容内心是舒服自在的，它叫做 comfortable。Nick doesn't feel comfortable around girls。Nick 在女生旁边会感到不自在，不太舒服。OK， 第四个单词叫做握手的那个握叫什么 ？Shake。动词三态是 shake、shook、shaken。All of the fans shook hands with the singer in turn。所有的歌迷都轮流跟那一位歌手握手。好，第五单词呢是外国的，形容外国怎么说呢？就是 foreign。We saw a group of foreign tourists in front of the museum。我们看到博物馆前面有一群外国观光客。第六单词叫做 bow。我偷偷讲单词，好，它叫做鞠躬。鞠躬怎么说？叫做 bow。He bowed before the king as a sign of respect。他向国王鞠躬以示尊敬。没有成功，然后我还偷讲单词，真对不起哦。那不管怎么样，我们还是要多多复习，多多造句练习哦。下次见了，拜拜。